This is our kiosk and map, and the high school building construction class builds the kiosks for us. And at every property that we have a trailhead where vehicles can park, we'll have one of these here. And it works really well. So we're here. The trail follows its way up to Cherry Hill, comes out to near Slaughter Island. This is our stone wall. So this is an area that we'll either walk up to Adelaide, or if there's another group that wants to walk around, they can do that. But this is pretty fun. It's a nice, really nice workout going up that. We'll go probably a little bit slower, and taking breaks are good. And then we'll come back. And there's lots to see there. I'm gonna say. So that's the plan.
You'll see Ned's blood stains.
So
Careful here, folks. That is a trip hazard.
this is a tripping hazard, and you can learn from me what not to do. What not to do when you walk down this trail is to be looking for your phone when it's ringing. And because what you might not do is pay attention to this hole here, and then you'll trip and fall and yell out someone's name and
tear your pants.
Tear your pants, yeah.
Scrape your knee.
Scrape your knee, scrape above my eye, get driven to the, what's the place, urgent care up in Pembroke there, and then have the nurse say, take one look, like, oh yeah, you need to go to a real hospital. So spend the whole day at the South Shore Hospital.
In the emergency.
Yeah, in the emergency room. Yeah. And it was just a long day. So don't do what I did. The moral of the story is always to look up and let that phone just ring, because you can get it when you go a few feet further. So yeah, we don't want anyone to fall on that. So this is where we're going to head in. What's nice about this asphalt track, walking path, it's about, I think it's a quarter of a mile, and there's a little sign at the entrance to the little fitness area. It tells how many laps equals a mile, and there's a bunch of people that will do it because it's, you know, they're either at the senior center or they have someone there, but on good days, it's very simple, easy to walk. There's usually people out here with the dogs doing that sort of stuff, or baseball games going on and whatnot. So it's good. So when we walk on the trails, we should be seeing some sort of metal trail marker, and the red ones are important because if you feel that you're getting lost and you're on the red trail and you're not sure which way to go, the red trail is always the main trail. So if you're walking it one way and it doesn't look familiar, just turn around the other part of the red trail and it should bring you back to where you started from. There are other trail markers that are different colors, and those represent our different loops that we have. There's not a right or wrong color for a loop. We have 6 different colors that we can use, and so we put them up and we tag them with these little nails. We don't put them in all the way, so it allows for some tree growth to continue, so it doesn't pop the tag. So we'll see those. This is the Yellow Trail extension. Shortly, we'll go over the stone wall. And the stone walls in New England, the reason that we have stone walls is because people want to farm and agriculture, and they had all these rocks that they had to get rid of and put them someplace. And whether it was the indentured servants that did it, or people that were working for the farmers that did it, or Native Americans that set them up for different reasons. Sometimes they used them for livestock, for barriers, for defensive purposes, if there was a fight going on, navigation aids as well. So there are lots of different reasons why people did the stone walls. Primarily it was because they had to clear some land for some agriculture. And believe it or not, Rhode Island is the state with the most stone walls. And they think it's because when people landed in Rhode Island, they just kind of stayed there and really developed it instead of moving on to explore new areas. And there is some of the stone walls are historic, and there's a fine if you're moving the stones. What we've done here and a couple other places, we get the permission from the Conservation Commission to move some of the stones so we can create a walking area. And they're happy, we're happy, people that use it are good. And we'll see the handrail up here too. So some people use the handrail, like me, and others didn't. But we wanted a way to make people comfortable getting over the stone wall, and so we went through conservation because they own the property here, and asked for permission to put up a handrail. And we locally sourced the wood. So within 15 or 20 feet of where that is, there still is a bunch of cedar that's dead, and it's either standing dead or it's laying down dead. We presented the plan to conservation because we didn't really want to put in, we could have done pressure treated posts, 4x4s and put them in there, or a metal handrail and put it in there. This we had a person that was talented that could do it, Keith Rice. And we had materials that were right here for our using. That wasn't going to cost us anything. And so it was a win-win. Conservation liked it. People, it just seems like it blends. Blends. It fits in. It looks better. So we want to do in the future handrails. We'll try to do the same thing. Use naturally sourced materials. So we're doing well. We're almost coming out to the high tees, but we wanted to stop to show you this scenic view down here. Several years ago, this was one of the places that younger people gathered.
One of the premier places.
Premier.
Once we found out about it, we scouted it out and we made a plan to clean it up. And we had one of the Cub Scout troops help out. What we found here, I don't know, we probably had 15 bags of empties, and then there was a bar that was set up, and then there was a fire pit. One fire pit was out in the open, so if it was good weather, they could sit outside. The other fire pit had a top over it, so you wouldn't get wet while you had it. Also, they brought a dresser, not for a change of clothes, but the dresser had, you opened up one drawer and there was kindling wood in there. You open another drawer and there was a fire extinguisher. So they were thinking, you know, but it took us, Rob Nerger, we contacted Rob, he helped out from John Foster Lumber. He brought his quad and a trailer, and it was almost like hand to hand to hand it would go, and then at the intersection there, it would all go into a sled that Rob had, and he'd bring it out to the parking lot, and it would go into a trailer. And this went on for, I don't know, 4 hours or so. People were just doing everything, and it never came back.
Wow.
As far as, you know, kids doing stuff. So we had heard that through the grapevine, one of the trail ambassadors talked to another woman that she was friends with about what we had done. And her friend said, "Oh yeah, my daughter goes down there all the time. It's a great spot." and maybe it was a great spot, but you know, it's not something that we want to encourage for sure. So this area is fairly new. Not a lot of people have come this way, unless you're on maybe a dirt bike. If you look to your right, maybe where the high T's are, and if you follow those, Dave, that's going to end up in the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
The top part.
That's the way we used to go all the time. I never knew this part of the trail. When we came through, because I live in the neighborhood, we always went this way. Yeah.
On your dirt bike?
No. Just check. Single file.
Not now, anyways. Maybe. Yeah.
No, it's quite overgrown now.
So the power company will come through here a couple times a year to cut and maintain it, so other trees don't grow up here. When they do cut it, boy, it's really nice. It's short. It's not really like a golf course nice, but very easy to get around in. This was another bridge that we
Not
built.
built by Keith.
I'm sorry?
Not built by Keith.
Not built by Keith, no. This was another group of volunteers, but same principle. We found some dead and down cedar, 2 posts and a rail to go over. And what we're going over is just a little stream, and it's there's an iron beam, I guess, that we're walking on. And then you'll see the markers next to Rosie, the yellow. There's a couple more down here that keeps us on the trail, and then we'll see a house at the bottom. And then we'll start our walk up to the top. If we could keep more onto that pavement, yeah, just in case a car comes. And that's their
Are
drive.
there any holes in this one?
I'm sorry?
Any holes in this one?
Not that I've found, thank you very much.
Well, that's why you're in the lead.
I had to learn the hard way, foolishly. A couple of things from as we catch our breath for being up here. So it is a Adelaide Way at the bottom of the hill. It's just a cul-de-sac, so there's no real parking area. Because of that, we don't have a kiosk here, but we have what we call one of our "You Are Here" signs. So kind of like if you were at the Hanover Mall or Kingston, whatever. They have "You Are Here" with a star. We kind of have that here too, so you can see it. So it gives people kind of, it's similar to the other map, just on a much smaller scale. But, in another couple of weeks, or if the sun was out, we'd have all that foliage, and it's a fun place to come, even like in another couple of weeks when we have some more foliage. So that's like why we want to, do this trail. So we can see. I drove up here once in my car just to see what it was all about, and once was enough for me to drive there. Just looking at the side, so forget it. This car doesn't drive by itself.